Welcome to the capital city of South Carolina, where snow is on the ground this morning. Can you believe that? Gamecocks hoping to melt away a 5-game losing streak against the 5th team in the country, the Florida Gators. It is great to be with you. Delighted to be joined by the Professor Mark Wise. I am Mike Morgan. Mark, today a lot of the scouts in the building because we have one of the best post players in the country taking on one of the best backcourts in America.
Mike, give me guys who can impact winning in a lot of different ways. Well, that's Colin Murray-Boyles for South Carolina. He's averaging nearly a double-double, plays with a high basketball IQ and a high motor. I think is a very underrated defender and passer. He'll be the focal point tonight, block to block. For Florida, it's all about the backcourt. Elijah Martin brings a level of toughness. Walter Clayton Jr. has had 7 games of 20 or better, and both are shooting lights out in league play.
Combined averaging over 35 points per game. Florida had a humbling effort at home against a Missouri team that everybody is now recognizing is really good, and then came back, blew out Texas. They're back on track. Seemingly, it's a Gamecock team that has flirted with wins. They have not been able to pull it out down the stretch. Maybe they are due tonight. We shall see. Gamecocks in black, Gators in white. Over 5,000 students here in attendance at the Colonial Life Arena. Colin Murray-Boyles doesn't shoot any threes, but he hits one there. How about that? That's only the second three all year for Murray-Boyles. As you look at that Florida starting lineup, they like to shoot the three as well. They also crash, and it'll be big to see if they can box out the #1 rebounding team in America, the Gators. Gamecocks have been beleaguered by injuries, so it's a banged-up offense. They do have a stealthy and rather strong front court with Pringle and Murray-Boyles, Wright, Davis, and Ugasuk in the backcourt. Murray-Boyles going to work quickly. How about 5 quick points by Colin Murray-Boyles?
That's a great start for Carolina. A real tug-of-war on tempo tonight. Florida wants this game in the 80s. I think Carolina would be very comfortable in the 60s.
Harassing defense. Clayton's got nowhere to go. Clayton flirting with a 5-second call, and he got it, or did travel. Either way, it's a turnover, and it's a terrific start defensively for Carolina.
A lot of times for Carolina, the key is where does CMB catch the ball. Notice in this last possession, he gets into the paint pretty easily. When he gets there, he's going over his right shoulder, and he is marvelous as a block-to-block scorer.
And what did Todd Golden tell us today? The key to stopping Murray-Boyles, it's real estate. You can't let him get that close to the basket. And a bump foul there. That'll go against Chinyelu. Todd Golden has not taken long to make an impact on this Florida Gator program. Last year, very successful. Made it to the NCAA tournament this year, already in the top 5 and hoping to surpass last year's success. Right in the front court, and the Gators falling back into his zone. Straight up top, it's a 3 ball from Davis. Chinyelu crashing in for the rebound. This is Clayton, an all-conference guard playing the point now for Florida. Chinyelu with a paint touch, banging bodies down low with Pringle. Pringle, that time, not up to the task as Chinyelu just bodied him and took it right at him.
When a big guy can get both feet in the paint as a scoring option, watch out.
Inside. Pringle muscles his way. Talk about great real estate. Just a couple feet from the basket, and Martin quickly on the other end before you can catch your breath. Less than 5 seconds off the shot clock. It's a bucket the other way.
That's the kind of tempo battle I'm talking about.
Gators like to play fast. Carolina plays slow. Murray-Boyles picks up the loose change, and the Gamecocks will reset. Murray-Boyles, not another 3. Thought about it. Murray-Boyles, big to big inside. Pringle right on Condon, and Carolina with 9 points in the first 3 minutes.
And right now, the Gamecock offense getting whatever they want.
All Gamecock points, with the exception of the Murray-Boyles 3, have come in the paint. This is is what you're talking about, Mark. The tempo, Gamecocks much more content to set it up in the half court. Pringle, bellied up by Chinyelu. Kick out for an open three. Kicks off the iron, and Clayton will gather the loose rebound. Walter Clayton, the 5th leading scorer in the SEC, finds the Aussie Condon, almost turned it over. Quick hands displayed by Davis. Shot clock hasn't played a factor yet, although it's down to 10 now. And I don't know if Martin thought it was down to 1. He just threw it up there like a prayer with 10 seconds left.
Carolina's defense early on point. They have come across the ring early and landed a couple of body blows.
And suffocating thus far is a big part of their success last year. Lamont Paris, the reigning SEC Coach of the Year. Ugasuk draws the foul, and that'll go against Richard. There is Lamont Paris, SEC Coach of the Year, one of the finalists for the Naismith Coach of the Year. The biggest surprise in the SEC a year ago. With that, of course, comes expectations. I think as much as anything, Mark, with all the players that they did lose, Talon Cooper is clearly the guy they missed the most.
You and I talked about that so many times a year ago. A point guard like Talon Cooper comes around maybe once a generation.
And without him, and with the injury to Thomas, at times they have seemed out of sync. They're synced up pretty well in the opening stanza. How about a 9-4 lead for Carolina? Gamecocks with the basketball, up by 5. Butler into the game, the former Missouri Tiger, the 7-footer, finds Murray-Boyles. Murray-Boyles just chiseling his way to the glass.
He's getting whatever he wants. He's owning right now the high-rent district block to block.
Already 7 points for the all-SEC big man. A lot of scouts in attendance for this game tonight. A lot of them watching Colin Murray-Boyles. Projected first-round pick. Here's Richard, pulls the trigger on a 3.
I just love it when an offensive rebounder immediately looks for a three-point shooter. That's what Chinyelu did.
Wright sets up the offense. Murray-Boyles. Ugasuk, baseline jumper, kicks off the iron, gets his own rebound. And the Gators are the #1 rebounding team in the country, plus 11.8 on the glass. Out in the game for Florida, trying to defend Wright and does it well. Block the shot, there's Murray-Boyles, another rebound.
Second shot, third shot opportunity.
Murray-Boyles finds Conyers. Look good from here, just a little too strong. They have great hopes for Arden Conyers, local product out of Westwood High School in Columbia.
That hard hedge on ball screens, very effective for South Carolina early on.
Clayton out of the double team finds Houck. Houck had it stripped by who else? Murray-Boyles. Loose basketball picked up by Conyers. Jump ball, and that'll keep it Florida's way. The next SEC Network Saturday men's basketball quadruple header. We got some great ones for you. Ole Miss at Missouri, LSU at Alabama. You and I, Mark, will have the Gator squad playing host to a Georgia team led by Coach White. They have been a great surprise with Asa Newell. And Missouri. Missouri is a team that was kind of flying under the radar. Not anymore.
Yeah, I love what Mark Mitchell brings to the team. He doesn't necessarily have to get 20 points or 10 rebounds in a game, but he's one of those guys like Colin Murray-Boyles who impacts winning in a lot of different ways.
You and I love great shooters. How about Caleb Grill?
Oh,
picture perfect form by Grill. Martin, second opportunity, Aberdeen, he missed it. And there for the rebound is Jacoby Wright. 6'2" guard out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. Wright measuring a 3. Short, long rebound, scooped up by Martin. Ahead, Aberdeen flying in transition and gets the easy basket for the Gators. Now, with the exception of Murray-Boyles and Pringle, the two bigs, the rest of Carolina is 0 for 6, and that's been the issue this year, guard play.
Yeah, and remember that it's going to be a big challenge for Lamont Paris. Short-handed, he's got to roll through the lineup and make sure everybody gets a breather.
try another three. And that one right between the eyes of Houck. He says, I felt that first one felt good, even though it was too strong. How about another?
He's a very confident three-point shooting.
Inside Houck. And he will draw a foul. I believe they got Pringle.
Mike, watch this in transition. It seems like a simple thing, but keep your eye on 15 White Martin. Watch this quick pass ahead. That's what leads to the run out. That's good ignition, good recognition. And then here's Conyers just measuring up Houck. That's just shooting your three ball with a lot of confidence. That's his 6th made in limited action this season.
He had to prove he could play some defense. If you don't play defense, you do not play for Lamont Paris. But they certainly can use his offense as Houck, who has improved dramatically from the line, misses that first one. But look at last year to this year. That's about 100% return.
Yeah.
That's a good investment.
But that miss makes our research look bad.
Well, I blame that on you, of course, Mark. I think that's abundantly clear to the viewing public. Houck, he's out of New Oxford, Pennsylvania. Asked him what he could tell me about New Oxford. He said, well, it's in the middle of nowhere, 20 minutes from the Amish, and there's only been a couple of basketball players to ever come out of there. And an empty trip at the line for Thomas Houck.
Yeah, you missed 2 free throws. That's like a turnover.
Gamecocks up by 5. Murray-Boyles getting a breather right now. Let's see how the offense does without him.
Ugasuk moves to the point in this lineup.
Conyers has it knocked away by their best on-ball defender, Elijah Martin, a transfer from FAU. What a find he has been. Everybody was talking about Janelle Davis from FAU going to Arkansas. This guy, Elijah Martin, has been the more impactful player.
Rugged, competitive, guard your yard kind of guy.
That's the Gators showing some tenacious defense, something that they had to improve in the offseason. It's been much better so far this year.
Todd Goley's group got off to a slow start last week against Missouri.
That's right. Late clock situation by Ugasuk. Aberdeen whips it over, sets up Richard on a 3. Too strong. Rebound fought for, and they'll say out of bounds to Carolina. This is what we speak of when we talk about the improvement. Remember, they had the NCAA tournament loss to Colorado. They gave up way over 100 points.
Right.
And this year, much more tenacious on the defensive end.
And that was the plan in the offseason for how can Florida be better? How can they be a national player? They knew their defense had to get much better, and they have been.
Bosmans-Verdonk. Nice pass, sets up an easy two-hand slam for Zachary Davis.
Well, Florida does not do a lot of double teaming on the sideline. Nice job of moving the ball.
Martin to Houck. Wheeling and dealing it out to Richard. Shot clock under 10 for Houck. Martin in the paint. Throws it right to a Gamecock player, right into the hands of Ugasuk.
Too many guys in white jerseys in a small space. Poor spacing.
Davis to the baseline. Bosmans-Verdonk kicks it out. Ugasuk left alone. That's his shot. He's one of the better three-point shooters on this team.
Nice ball movement, though. Carolina really sharp and crisp offensively. It's a mismatch.
Out trying to take advantage of that size. Left it off for Richard in the trees. Just threw it up there. And Chinyelu grabs the offensive rebound. Chinyelu, he's been working on that jump hook shot. Doesn't get it to go there. And then a foul. That's going to go against Ugasuk. And it will be Gator basketball when we come back. We'll step aside. 10:54 to go.
Watch this great ball movement, and then Bosmans-Verdonk with the great assist, and that's an easy finish inside by Davis.
Who will start this stanza on the bench. Clayton off the inbounds. 3 ball pops out. Gators crashing as they always do. Condon keeps it alive. Condon will fire up a tray. Condon will hit it from Perth, Australia. Alex Condon showing the scouts he's got a little bit more touch in his game than last year.
That's his 11th made three, and he's shooting 44% from bonus land on the year. More than capable.
We did not see that in his game a year ago. Back to a 4-point game. Gamecocks have been dominating this game in the paint. Bosmans-Verdonk blocked by Condon. Condon, one of the best shot blockers in the league, 1.5 swats a game.
Carolina in defense has played with fire a little bit. Florida's getting some good looks.
Aberdeen gets a ball screen. Nice hedge by Pringle. Martin thought about a long-range three. Instead, it's going to be Condon again. Not a bad look, but the shot is off the mark and the Gamecocks clear it.
What I do like about Carolina's defense, they're not giving Florida anything easy early in a possession.
Gamecocks have not scored a point in nearly 3 minutes of action. And then Davis just turned it over. Sloppy pass. That's going to lead to an easy bucket the other end. Aberdeen flushes it home. Zachary Davis at times this year has been in the doghouse. That will not help.
Colin Murray-Boyles waiting at midcourt to get in. When you turn the ball over for a pick six, there is no defense for that.
5 ball turnovers will kill you.
And here's another one.
And this will lead to another easy basket. 2 just sloppy turnovers, and that helps Florida to a 7-0 run.
Back-to-back possessions. Vanderbilt lost, just a 3-point loss. They had 25 turnovers in that game. It's hard to win a game when your turnover total is 20 or higher.
It's almost a miracle that they were still in that game with that many giveaways. Let's see if Carolina can clean it up here. A little more careful with the basketball. Murray-Boyles back in the game. Sets a ball screen for Conyers. Back to Murray-Boyles. He's on Condon's. Good matchup right here. Murray-Boyles says, I got this. Kicks it out, Conyers for 3. Got it. Great 2-man game that time.
Yeah, you cannot allow him. He's so tall and lanky and long. You cannot allow him to be a catch-and-shoot guy.
Martin tries to respond. Can't do it. Loose basketball scooped up by Conyers. And then Murray-Boyles turns it over. And this is another live ball turnover. That's 3 in the last couple of minutes, leading to 6 easy Gator points.
We've left the holiday season. I know it snowed here last night.
It did, yes.
But the holiday season is gone.
Yes. Too much giving for Lamont Paris's liking, that's for sure. Gamecocks miss one at close range. Alley-oop pass. He tried to throw down the hammer in heavy traffic. He had SportsCenter top 10 nominee on his mind, but to no avail. Let's just look at a sink right now. Right on a blow by. Draws the foul as the ball crawls over the backboard. Free throws coming up when we return. The Gamecocks up by like a firecracker. 7 early points. He gets a breather, and the offense falls apart in terms of turnovers. And then fast break points. I mean, that's the one area right now. Carolina is going toe-to-toe with the number 5 team in the country. If they handle the basketball better, it'd be more than a 1-point lead.
Mike, I'm not always a big believer in the plus-minus because I think it depends on a lot of things. But so far in this game, when Colin Murray-Boyles is on the floor, South Carolina is a +5, make it +6. And when he's not on the floor, they're -4.
Certainly a major difference when he's not out there. Right, 2 for 2 at the charity stripe, and the Gamecock lead swells to 3. Into the game for Florida, Sam Alexis. Here's Clayton on a stop and pop from the elbow.
Analytics will tell you defensively you will live with that shot, the mid-range jumper. But is there anybody better in this league in the mid-range than Clayton?
Not many, that's for sure. Murray-Boyles carving out space on Condon. Finds a cutter. And Davis drops it in.
Carolina's ability to score in the paint is pretty impressive here in the first half.
4 points for Davis, 7 for Murray-Boyles. The two guys patrolling the paint right now for Carolina. Clayton on another one.
On cue.
Hey, I don't believe in the analytics that say 2 points are not valuable, as I'll take 2 points on every possession.
Yeah, Clayton has an advanced degree in two-point shooting.
Really
That's
does.
just too easy.
Way too easy. Pringle with a great post-up. You know, here's a guy who was a starting player on Alabama's Final Four team. They expected to get a lot of offensive return from Pringle. He's been hot and cold this year. The Gamecocks 14 points in the paint and 4. It's been the Gamecock front court that has outplayed a very talented Florida front court. A 3-point game as we approach the 6-minute mark here in Columbia, South Carolina. Over 5,000 students packing the Colonial Life Arena tonight. Aberdeen lost the handle. That's going to be a jump ball, and that's going to be Gamecock ball on the arrow. Well, Dawn Stanley's in attendance tonight. We're going to tell you about a couple other games going on Thursday. Kentucky, Texas A&M at 7. Tennessee at Texas at 9. By the way,
wow, I want that. Give me that hat.
Well, Christmas will be here in another 11 months, mark-wise. But the highly anticipated Gamecock LSU women's game, because of the weather, is now Friday at 5 o'clock on ESPN. A little programming note as Murray-Boyles continues to go to work. A game-high 9 points.
Yeah, Florida has no answer for 30 in black.
He's 4 for 4 from the field. Clayton, rise and fire. Too strong. Ugasuk with a nice box out on the weak side. Murray-Boyles, who started off his scoring with a 3-point shot. Drive and kick, sets up an open 3. Nice rebound by Pringle.
Now there's no energy for Florida on the glass right now.
Murray-Boyles down low. Instead, they try to thread the needle to Pringle. Condon saves it into the hands of Davis. In the lane, yes! 2 more for Carolina, who has its largest lead. Gamecocks on a 7-0 run. To shoot for Florida. Condon throws it right into the Gamecock bench.
We talked about one of the keys. Where does Boyles catch the ball? He gets himself into the scoring zone by doing something different. It's going over his left shoulder. And then the big jump stop off the window. And right now, it is Colin Murray-Boyles getting whatever he wants down in the paint.
Well, he's got 11 points. 5 for 5 from the field. He struggled against Oklahoma. He's had a couple games where he struggled with turnovers as well, but he's on one right now. I mean, I feel like he's got to touch it every possession, doesn't he?
Yes.
Great coaching on that part, right?
Whatever you draw everybody going up.
Oh, how about an open 3 for Ugasuk? Carolina on a 9-0 run, 4 for 11 from downtown. What do we have here? Something, Murray-Boyles, I believe, might have some blood below the eye. They immediately see how much better a team's defense is when shots are falling on the offensive end.
It's amazing, isn't it? Take a look at Colin Murray-Boyles. It's the 11th time this year he's been in double figures in the first 20.
He has been terrific. Another 5 assists for Murray-Boyles as well, so he's led to over half of the Gamecocks' points. In fact, he's responsible for 23 of the 32 points. You're looking at Carolina's largest lead in an SEC game all year. Again, they come in 0-5 in conference play. Conyers, an open three. In and out. He'd love to have that one back. Best look of the night for the freshman.
That execution, though, in the half court by Carolina, simply sensational. See what I mean about one pass away? Nothing is easy. You pick up your dribble, you better know where you're going with the ball.
Now it's the Gators out of sync on offense. Tough pass. And a whistle.
Yeah, I think this is on out.
Yeah, he was trying to get position on Murray-Boyles and got called for a shove.
Murray-Boyles was fronting inside. Houck rotates, spins, and it's the left arm that gets him in trouble.
Kind of looks like you at the buffet table on a regular basis, Mark. Quite frankly, I think we're all a little embarrassed by that.
I've resembled that remark.
Yes. That's after a second plate. So they're going to review to make sure there's no elbow here on Ugasu.
The player's under review.
I think this happened out on the perimeter.
It did, yeah. Ugasu started clutching his face as if he got hit by an elbow. You see him still kind of pointing at that chin. So they're going to take another look. Pat Adams, Doug Sermons, Kip Kissinger, our officiating crew tonight.
We're talking about earlier in the possession on the perimeter. Richard, see, he has the ball over his head. I think that's a play on. If you've got the ball over your head and you pivot and rotate, that's a basketball play. That's legal. I think that's going to be a play on.
We've had a lot of reviews this year in the SEC, and a number of coaches have told us.
Call on the floor. The play stands. It'll be black ball out of bounds.
And to your point, a common foul called, Mark. We have heard more coaches tell us the SEC is the hardest league to officiate.
Right.
And there's a lot of reasons for that. It's always been a very physical league. It's a very athletic league. The defense in this league is suffocating, to say the least. And so with that, you have a lot of those 50-50 calls. You have a lot of aggressive plays, a lot of plays that warrant a review and a possible F1, F2 situation.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it when you combine the athletes that we're talking about, the size that we're talking about, and all the ball screen action. I think that inherently makes the game more physical. He's going to go over that shoulder every time if he can.
Left that one short. First miss of the night for Murray-Boyles.
I just don't like the shots that Florida is getting, and credit South Carolina's defense.
Todd Bowden doesn't like the results. They haven't scored a point in nearly 4 minutes. Martin going left to right, and he will draw a foul. But that's only the third team foul on Carolina.
I think they're going to call this on the floor as Martin was driving. That's a bump off your straight line drive rule.
But again, it's only the third team foul. It's not on the shot, so you can live with that.
Yeah, neither team close to the bonus right now.
Boy, if we could only do that, bottle this up and have it every half. A game without a bunch of fouls and free throws, sign us up. Well, now we're making up for it. A holding call on Conyers, I believe.
Right.
Trying to hold up his man from getting free. Let's try this one again. Plate to Martin. Now Condon. Handoff Clayton, draws a double. Baseline drive, Richard. Dipsy-do layup, pretty play. 5 points for Will Richard. One of the 1,000-point scorers. The Gators have a number of them there, and a couple other guys flirting with the 1,000-point mark.
Mike, it seems like that's Florida. Other than the turnovers, that's been Florida's easiest points in this game.
Pringle turned around and missed it. Important final 2 minutes of the first half for Florida, wouldn't you say?
I think even more important for South Carolina. Can they continue to close and play conscious free?
Now, yeah. How do you play with the lead? You go a little quiet on offense, you give up a reverse layup and an open three on defense. 5-point game. It's Wright inside, and a rise and fire for Jacoby Wright. Condon working on Pringle. The Aussie carving out space, setting up that jump hook shot. Missed everything. Gets his own rebound and missed the follow. Tapped around and finally reeled in by Ugasu. 7-point lead of the basketball as we approach the final minute of the half. Conyers goes to work on Richard. He's backing Richard in. Conyers lost it out of bounds with 10 on the shot clock.
On this last possession by Florida, watch and keep your eye on Alex Condon. He's 21 white. He almost sets a screen as a big as the driver goes baseline side. That's dangerous.
It's a lazy inbound pass, almost stolen away. Now Wright trying to feed Murray-Boyles, who's tripled. Kick out to Wright, 2 to shoot. Wright's got to fire it up, and he does. Weaving his way through traffic, gets it to go.
Great offensive patience, not a panic play by Wright.
The lead is back to 9. 5-second differential, game clock to shot clock.
College coaches don't do this, but both teams have fouls to give.
Gators bleeding clock. Clayton drives, pivots, dumps it down low. Condon got it. With 1 on the shot clock, final 3 seconds. Conyers going to have to heave it. Conyers launches, and that will end the half. And an entertaining half it was. One of the best for the Gamecocks this year in conference play. Gamecocks 7-3 when leading. Gators 1-2 when trailing. Time to send it to Peter and the Pats in studio. Murray-Boyles, of course, led the way in that category. He did hit a 3, which is a rarity in his game, but they dominated the paint. They stayed toe-to-toe with the best rebounding team in America. And for the most part, they neutralized one of the more electric combinations with Martin and Clayton. They combined for 10 points. All right, final 20 minutes. What adjustments do you see from each squad?
Well, I think for Florida, you've got to get a better handle on 30 and black. Colin Murray-Boyles. That's pretty simple. I think Florida has got to do some countering with the pressure defense of South Carolina. They were marvelous at denying one pass away. And then my crazy 8 game that we talked about, South Carolina is right on track because they made 4 threes in the first half. I said they had to make 8 or more, and they're +2 in points in the paint.
Will 8 be enough if they can get to that point? We shall see. Florida had the basketball first here in the second half. Gators in white, Gamecocks in black. Should be an exciting final 20 minutes of SEC action. Right away, Elijah Martin imposing his will on a powerful drive. He's got 6 points. You see the leading scorers for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, one of the more popular plays going around and making its way around right now is when your big guy presents himself inside, just seal the help defender.
Murray-Boyles on Condon. Back up top, sets up an open 3. Got it! Nothing but the bottom of the net for Zachary Davis, who has 7.
Did you see Will Richard got caught in no man's land? Do I dig back down on Murray-Boyles, or do I give up enough space on top for Davis to make the 3? When you are having that kind of success inside out, which is exactly what South Carolina has done, they're going to be a tough out every night.
We've talked about this team has been close. They've been in this situation before. Can Carolina finally get that elusive first SEC win?
A little game of cat and mouse. Watch Will Richard dig. Finally, Murray-Boyles gives it up at the right time. That's his 6th assist.
That ties a career high for Murray-Boyles with those 6 dimes. And Pringle, a little bully ball down low. The former Alabama Crimson Tide power forward. Condon's been relatively quiet in this game. Hands off Richard. Richard from 16, book it. Will Richard now with 10 points to lead the Gators.
But Mike, again, I feel that's one that Lamont Paris will live with. A tough 2 in the mid-range.
Tough 2 with a little fade on it. And that's been the problem. An unforced turnover on Pringle that time. Let's see if it leads to more easy points the other way. It'll lead to a foul as Martin draws the contact on Jacoby Wright.
That was just really good ball pressure by Chinula. And as a ball handler out front, Pringle's got to do a better job of breaking down, getting lower so you have offensive leverage.
Clayton inbound for the baseline, sets up an open 3 from Martin. Offensive rebound, and look who's come alive. Will Richard with 12 points. He's really been the one Gator who's playing above what he has most of the year.
I think he has evolved and is playing the best basketball of his career. He may not be the great shooter, but man, does he do a lot of good things.
Another open 3, bottoms for Zachary Davis.
Florida has had trouble with shooters who get hot.
Clayton, the leader, spins out of there. Ugasuk tiptoes the baseline on the rebound. A 9-point lead, and Carolina looking for more.
All right, Mike, this time doesn't Davis need a touch?
I would think so. He's got the...
Let it go. Oh, you had it. Your moment was there.
He's not going to get much more space than that. Murray-Boyles, high post. Now backing in. Trying to carve out some real estate here. Sets up that left-handed hook shot. Missed it. Pringle offensive rebound, and he'll go to the line.
South Carolina, good ball movement, good body movement. As a consequence, they're getting the kind of shots they want. Skip pass, corner 3 ball. Davis knocks that down, and all of a sudden, South Carolina, who in league play only makes 5 threes a game, has already made 6.
Now Nick Pringle, part of the Final Four squad for Alabama last year, did not really fit in Nate Oates' offense. This is, quite frankly, a better fit for Nick Pringle. He was excited about being able to play in the low post a little bit more in Lamont Paris's offense and use that sturdy frame that he has.
You know, if you're going to take a guy in the portal, why not give him the role that he wants?
Right. Got the role he wants. And Nick Pringle, remember, it was Nick Pringle who missed the 2 key free throws in that Auburn game down the stretch. And I will say this about it. Nick Pringle, post-game press conference, he didn't run and hide in his locker room. He took the questions, he answered them, fell on the sword, so to speak. That impressed me as much as anything after a really rough moment. Condon, he says, about time for me to come alive. Can't get it to go. Murray-Boyles grabs another carom.
Yeah, that's the difference in the game right now. South Carolina's bigs are scoring block to block. Florida's, they are not.
Colin Murray-Boyles not exactly where you want him. 22 feet from the basket. This guy, that's where you want him. Missed it. Pringle, another offensive rebound. Finds Murray-Boyles. Murray-Boyles dribbles out.
Isolation.
Yep, one-on-one on Condon. Little bully ball, takes it in on both Florida bigs. And that's the largest lead for the Gamecocks. And 13 points now for the all-conference man, Murray-Boyles. Hauk on a 3. Rebound into the hands of Zachary Davis. Gamecocks will grind it out in a break zone here in Columbia. Exhibiting patience in the front court. Kick out pass. Ugasuk lets it fly. And a nice box out weak side by Clayton.
But man, Murray-Boyles' vision, Mike, is so good.
Right on cue. Vision was pretty good on the block as well. The Murray-Boyles show with a number 5 Florida team, a winless Gamecock team, and guess what? It's the Gamecocks up by 11 just to further display the depth in this league.
I'm glad you did that. Mizzou fans, you need to know that was on our list, but our graphic could only do 5.
Yes, save your letters.
Yes.
We got it in there verbally. Gators have not scored a point in over 3 minutes of action. Richards been the hot hand, had it stripped away by Pringle. Into front court, it's Davis. He's bottled up. Davis needs some help. He finds it, sets up Conyers, open 3. Left it strong. Barton Conyers has had some terrific looks in this game. And a whistle on the floor with 14:53 to go. Don't forget, again, it's a quadruple header on Saturday. Mention the Missouri Tigers. They'll be at home against Ole Miss. Talk about 2 vastly improved basketball teams.
Every time we promote upcoming games on any graphic, there is always a lot of numbers involved.
Yes. The national rankings, and the SEC has got a slew of them. Second chance. No. How about a third chance?
Well, this is where, this is more like Florida.
Number 1 offensive rebounding team in America.
Hawk's got to be a willing shooter, though.
Barton on Conyers. Takes it right at the freshman. He missed it. And second opportunity for Condon. He was in the middle of a Gamecock sandwich. Clayton for 3, and he hits it. Helter-skelter possession, and Clayton finally ends up with a triple. So ranked teams in the Southeastern Conference, and there's plenty more that are knocking on the door. The others receiving votes category has been another stocking stuffer of SEC basketball teams.
This is the first time Florida has flexed its muscles on the offensive glass. Watch Condon get triple team, and the quick extra pass by Houck. The sidestep 3 by Clayton is on point. All set up by a second shot, third shot opportunity. Gators on the glass.
By the way, congratulations to Walter Clayton with that 3-pointer. He has now set the new school record, 42 straight games. Then an easy bucket on the other end for Zachary Davis. He's given him good minutes, 7 points for Davis.
Yeah, Florida's defense, block to block, is just not very good.
Murray-Boyles, top floor for the rebound. Murray-Boyles takes it strong. Blocked by Condon, and there's Conyers, of all people, to put it back in. Largest lead for Carolina. Clayton quickly down the other end. No. A push foul called down low, and that will go against Davis.
I was about to say Florida needs a timeout bad. But Carolina matching Florida, getting on the glass. Nobody goes and gets the loose ball. Conyers is Johnny on the spot. It just seems to me like the guys wearing the black jerseys are outworking the guys wearing the white jerseys.
Well, I mean, right now, you see that if Carolina could just keep it close on the boards, that's a win. Florida destroys teams on the glass. So if you can just make it close to a push, that helps Carolina overall if they can pull off the upset. Gators are nearly plus 12 on the glass this year. Davis, a fade and fire. Whoa! Zachary Davis on a heat check. Where did that come from? 10 points now for Davis, the pride of Orangeburg, South Carolina. Richards had the hot hand. Defers to Martin. 5 to shoot. Martin pivots. Kick out. Late shot 3. Aberdeen gets a friendly bounce off the heel of the rim.
How did that go in? That would never go in at the county fair. Oh, that's a bad pass.
An awful pass by Ogasu. Another live ball turnover, and it leads to another easy bucket.
This is a little 1-2-2 zone press. I like the change up by Florida. I think you got to stay in it. Be aggressive. Oh, almost.
Almost another turnover. Instead, it's Conyers on a nice dime drop by Wright. Points for Arden Conyers, who averages less than 4 a game. Freshman coming alive.
Yeah, that's his third double-figure game in SEC play.
Inside on Murray-Boyles. Great defense by Colin Murray-Boyles. Alexis had a hand right in his face on the shot. Gamecocks methodical in the front court. One of the low-tempo teams in the league. And that's going to be an over and back. Turnover on Carolina, but the game...
He's been the complete package tonight and been a handful that Florida has had no answer for.
You know, last year when Davis went for 9 or more, the team was 8-1. He was a huge part of what Carolina did defensively. He was a junkyard dog. This year, did not start off that way. And again, if you don't play defense, you don't play for Lamont. So now he is working his way back to last year's form. If they can get this version of Zachary Davis, what a huge boost to an already talented front court.
As you mentioned, the key word for him, consistency. These are just wild shots by Florida.
Yeah, not a good look at all for Clayton. Carolina sets it up in the front court. Murray-Boyles on the bench, so we'll see who picks up the slack. Post down low, and Condon knocks it away, intended for Pringle, who had a little position on him.
And here we are again at a point in time of the game where Lamont Paris is getting a breather for Colin Murray-Boyles. When he was off the floor in the first half, the Gamecocks were a -4 in the plus-minus.
Right, so
how long do you keep him there?
Well, that'll depend how long you can hold court here. The trouble with the inbounds comes into Pringle and back to Wright on the return. 10 on the shot clock for Carolina. Wright takes it in the trees. High arcing shot to get it over Condon. And then out of bounds. That's actually Gamecock basketball. Chinyelu might have been able to save it, but he thought it was off of a Carolina player. It was not.
I keep watching the battle of the bigs block to block, and Carolina's winning that almost possession by possession.
And you don't see that a lot with this Florida front court, which is one of the better ones around. Nearing the 10-minute mark of this game. Gamecocks up by 11. Again, late clock situation for Wright. Wright throws it up there. Missed it. Condon clears it. Here comes Clayton, full throttle. Gets it back. Clayton lays it in. That is transition points. And the Gators have plenty of them. They're one of the more up-tempo teams in this league.
I just love the give it up, get it back mentality on the break. You don't see that very often anymore.
14-0 fast break points now for Florida. Offensive rebound, Conyers again. He has had some great looks. Top floor of the rebound and the follow. What a night for Zachary Davis. A game-high 16.
He was the only one who jumped for that rebound.
And a bump foul along the baseline on Pringle.
You know, we talked about the way he has now scored 12 points in the second half. This time he's just working the glass. Nobody puts a body on him. If I'm Florida right now, I'm sending this message. All 5 of you, you've got to go to the defensive glass.
First foul on Pringle. Where does Florida turn for the offense right now? Condon's been quiet. He's going to try to muscle it in. Bad idea. Right in on Murray-Boyles and Pringle, and that was a double stuff.
I said this earlier. Murray-Boyles is really underrated, I think, as a defender. I also said as a passer, that's proven out to be pretty good.
He's already got a career high in assists tonight. That's a tough pass. Somehow it gets into the hands of who else? Davis, who thunders it home. Points for Zachary Davis.
Royalty in the house.
Largest lead for the Gamecocks, crowd on its feet. Hauk missed it. Richard on an offensive rebound. Aberdeen finds Hauk, missed it again, but got his own rebound and tips it in.
After scores, Florida's in this 1-2-2. Will Richard on the point.
How do you beat it?
Again, ball movement, body movement.
Well, that's not how you beat it.
No.
Dribbling right into a double team and another easy layup.
I'd like to have somebody occupy the middle so that you're always shrinking. The ball's got to stay in the middle third. Oh, good, another
Steal. Richard, another pick six. Timeout, Carolina. The lead is back to 7. And
that they have dominated Florida in such an impressive fashion, all things considered, in the block. In my crazy eights, Carolina's made 6 threes, and until those last 2 turnovers for easy points in the paint, they were +6 in points in the paint. They're right on track.
They need to avoid one other crazy 8, and that is unforced turnovers, Mark, because that's what Florida has been taking advantage of for much of the night. We'll see if this trapping defense forces another. It almost did. Condon right into our table. Down low, Murray-Boyles, great feed to Pringle, blocked away. And it'll be out of bounds to Carolina, and that will bring us to another break with 7:42 to go. 58-51. Gamecocks over the Gators here in Columbia, South Carolina. Half the Gator backcourt, which is as good as it gets. 17 points, but just 8 for 25. Not very efficient, but fast break points, 18-0. Florida, that single-handedly has kept the Gators in this game. And it's going to be a push foul, a nudge, if you will, on Richard.
Zach Davis, I think, was going to fall out of bounds. There's some places that you can nudge and push. Right next to the sidelines, not one of them.
It's typically not going to work out real well. Gators come into this game top 5 for the 2nd straight week. First time they've been in that position since 2014 when Billy Donovan was the coach. That's going to be offensive. An easy call as Davis plows right over Richard.
Richard timed that perfectly. Watch Richard observe the firstborn sets. That's a good call. You notice that Zachary Davis just kind of plows shoulder first.
Tough to get away with that one.
Mike, this is the segment that Florida has to win to make the last segment meaningful.
Absolutely. Martin, you know, he's going to play a big role. A lot of dribbling for Martin. Not much there. Condon up top, hands off Richard. Richard wheeling, dealing. Missed it. Murray-Boyles either altered it or blocked it, but then Richard on a steal, and Richard gets fouled. Davis got caught napping a little bit with the ball, and Richard came from behind and stole it away.
Well, if you're going to shoot a bad shot, at least go get it. That's off the side of the backboard, and then Richard just kind of plays a little sneaky game from behind to get the steal from Davis and get himself to the free throw line.
That is 4 straight turnovers on the Gamecocks. And you want to talk about a way to let Florida back in this, that is certainly one of the ways. And don't forget, women's basketball takes over the SEC Network every Thursday and tomorrow night. Kentucky A&M, Texas, and Tennessee as Richard splits the freebies.
That Texas-Tennessee game, you're talking about styles of play. Texas likes to press. Tennessee likes to shoot a lot of threes. I'm tuning in.
I'm tuning in on Friday. I'm going to put you on the spot in a moment. Dawn Staley's Gamecock squad taking on LSU. Again, that's changed tip-off time Friday now at 5 o'clock due to the weather.
Hauk now isolated on Murray-Boyles. Oh, what a pass. What a pass.
Ugasuk with the triple. Another great dime, and Ugasuk buries it from downtown.
Murray-Boyles' vision on full display tonight as an assist guy.
tacking on to his career high now, 8 assists for Murray-Boyles. He's locked up on Martin here. Martin tried to draw the contact and banked it in from 3. Bank open in the capital city on a Wednesday night. Pointer, he only played 14 seconds the whole game. Does Carolina have another one? They don't hear tonight.
Different press by Florida.
Right on a 3. Good look, Pringle there for the rebound, and then he turns it over. The turnover starting to rack up. Out leads the break. Murray-Boyles erases it off the glass.
Now you just cannot have any hope possessions if you're Florida.
The Gamecocks always comfortable. Bleeding clock in the front court, setting up the offense. I remind you of a Bo Ryan Wisconsin team. That's where Bob Paris got much of his tutelage. Davis lines up another triple. No. Clayton boards it for Florida. Big possession here for the Gators.
Back-to-back possessions, though, where Colin Murray-Boyles does not get a touch.
Approaching 5 minutes left in the ball game. Out, pounded by Ugasu. Sticky defense by the Gamecocks right now. Shot clock is at 2 for Condon. Runs into a brick wall. Offensive foul. Guess who drew it? Colin Murray-Boyles.
Again, credit the South Carolina defense. Did not allow anything easy. He's set. He's the secondary defender. He's there before the last foot leaves the floor. That's an easy call.
Another turnover on an inbounds pass.
Oh, you got to score there. How's got to take the ball away to the rim?
They don't. Clayton tries a 3-ball, rims out. Condon crashes and gets another offensive board. Clayton on a blow-by. Clayton draws the foul. It's not just the number of turnovers right now for this Gamecock team. Right. It's the manner in which they're coughing it up.
Yeah, they're coughing it up in backcourts. Which is asking for trouble.
Again, they really miss Jamari Thomas, who was the starting point guard for much of the year. He's been out with a knee injury. We are told he could be back as early as next Tuesday, is the word from the Carolina coaching staff.
Foul number 6 on Carolina, so Florida now in the bonus. Neither team has gone on the line a whole lot. That's just our 9th free throw in the entire game.
You and I have had a lot of games this year. I can't remember one with just 9 free throws. There's Jamari Thomas. He's got a soft cast on that knee. Miles Studi, of course, also out. But they hope to have Thomas back next week.
Miles Studi, 236 career-made threes. You think that's missed a little bit?
Certainly what's missed right now is a calming influence for the Gamecocks to handle this Gator pressure, which has been an impact.
Yeah, I like where Ugasu kind of hung out and went and caught the ball, coming toward the ball. Help your teammate.
Murray-Boyles.
Here we go.
Working on Houck. Does he get a double? Nope. Going to leave Houck on an island. Murray-Boyles draws a foul. I'm a little surprised no double team there, Mark.
Well, again, because Ugasu can make the 3, Conyers can make the 3, it makes it really difficult to double him inside. He just kind of wedges his way, finally goes back over his left shoulder, but still spins back over his right shoulder.
You know, I was talking to a scout today before the game who's in attendance here. One of the guys he's watching is Murray-Boyles, a projected first-round draft pick. And I said, how does a guy around 6'7", that is not a perimeter player at this point, how does he make it in the first round? And one of the things he said, he does everything well. He does defense well. He does passing well. His feel for the game is what the scout told me, and that's been abundant in this game. You see right now, our own projection for Murray-Boyles would be number 19 overall in the first round. Where do the Gators turn? Richard to Condon. Martin trying to break free, finds a little space, can't connect. Murray-Boyles had it, tapped around. Gators get another chance. Martin blows by the freshman and takes it strong. An and one. What a take by Elijah Martin.
Second shot opportunity after the offensive glass. The toughness, the grittiness of Elijah Martin.
That's for you, Dave. In that vein, the Gamecocks led this game by 14 points with 12:48 to go. Carolina, in its last 9 possessions, 4 points and 6 turnovers. They have to do a better job with the basketball.
Back to the 1-2-2. Come meet all passes.
And almost another one. Again, Condon reaches out in that passing lane.
See the way Ugasuk was already making the turn?
Right.
You can't do that against pressure. You've got to come meet the pass.
Gators in the midst of a 15-4 run.
30 Black has to get a touch.
He's on the perimeter now, hounded by Haupt. Ugasuk looking for the big man, instead goes back up top to Davis. 7 on the shot clock, bodies falling. Ugasuk firing and hitting. Buries the triple.
But Colin Murray-Boyles created so much confusion down low.
Back to a 5-point game, 3 minutes to go. Condon, they challenged him to shoot it. Instead goes to Clayton, backdoor to Haupt, knocked away. Knocked away and right into the hands of Davis.
South Carolina's defense wins another possession.
Large possession for the hometown Gamecocks, looking for their first conference win of the year. Ugasuk to Murray-Boyles, dangerous pass, another turnover. Richard off and running. Richard missed the layup. Murray-Boyles reels in the rebound.
Attack. It's okay to bring the ball back out, but you've got to maintain your aggression.
11 steals for Florida to keep them in this one. Murray-Boyles, now there's the double. He dribbles out of it. 6 on the shot clock. Davis dribbles it off his foot, right into the hands of Condon. Richard,
too easy.
Clayton left alone for 3. Clayton measured that one and knocks it down to make it a 2-point game. Gamecocks have 2 timeouts here. Are you tempted to use one?
Not right now, but Florida has fouls to give. Let's keep that in mind if they have to get down and foul.
6 on the shot clock. Davis with 3. Davis going to have to launch it. Davis off the window and in. Zachary Davis kisses home a 3. There was nothing about that possession, Mark-wise,
that was any good.
That was the least bit pretty, but the result is huge. Plan B right now for the Gators if those 2 are bottled up.
Well, I think you've got 2 things. One is you want to get to the rim, and the guards are really good at getting to the rim. And then second, you've got 3-point shooters all over the floor. So don't be surprised if maybe Condon slips out for a 3-ball.
Clayton scoops it up. He's hounded by Wright. Clayton sets up an open shooter for 3. And it's drilled from the corner by Will Richard. Great play out of the timeout to set up a wide open 3.
Richard knocks down the 3-ball, and we're in a 1-possession game. But again, these foul things, I think, are going to come into play.
It's a brilliant call out of a timeout to set up a wide open 3 from a guy you want in that spot. Little reset here. He's Mark Wise. I'm Mike Morgan. Gamecocks have led this game throughout. They have been in control of it all the way, but whenever they seem to put it on ice, Florida has an answer, particularly with that defense that As we mentioned, the fouls, the timeouts, they all come into play here in the final 64 seconds of action. Gamecocks have been here before. They had it against Auburn. They had it on the road against Vandy. They haven't been able to close it out.
You can play defense one possession, but man, do things come into play with the foul situation of putting Carolina in the bonus. I'd be tempted to press him backcourt. Oh, quick steal!
It's another steal by Martin. Under a minute to go. Martin takes it strong in the trees, and he draws the foul. 2 free throws upcoming. Yet another turnover on this Gamecock offense that has been shaky handling the basketball.
Watch the reach from behind by Martin there. Again, the bounce pass against pressure. I have never liked that. I think the ball's got to stay in the air. When the ball goes on the floor, it slows down. Nice anticipatory skills by Elijah Martin.
13 steals now for Florida. Martin 1 for 1 tonight at the free throw line. 76% on the year, and buries the first. Gamecocks led this game by 14 with 12:48 to go. The Gators are a free throw away from tying it up. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Martin.
Even though it's tied, I like keeping the pressure on.
Gamecocks just looks so uncomfortable handling the ball. Got to get in the front court. Almost a turnover. Murray-Boyles reels it in.
Now you don't want to foul.
Davis fires up a 3. Offensive rebound, Ugasuk. Carolina has a timeout left. Will not use it here. Shot clock under 10 for Wright. Around the screen, backdoor cut, shot up, and a foul called. Almost a hoop and harm situation for Zachary Davis. He'll go to the line for 2 clutch free throws.
Good spacing by South Carolina. See how spread they are? That's a nice cut by Davis. Gets fouled down low by Condon, I believe, and now put Davis to the free throw line. 74% on the year.
71 in SEC play. Too strong on the first.
Some of the close losses by Carolina. They're 1-3 this year in games decided by 5 points or less.
That Auburn loss included 2 clutch free throws missed by Pringle down the stretch. This is for the lead. Got it. Gators have 1 timeout. What's the play? Todd Golden's going to let him play.
I'm going to let Clayton be the decision maker.
Hedge out on Clayton. Richard on the drive. Richard got it with 4.8. Here they go. Right, 2-1, right at the buzzer. Missed it, and the Gators pull off. They'll come from behind win in improbable fashion. The only